bouncing on the relationship between architecture and its content, because you created the museum in DC, Washington, African American Museum in the shape of a Yoruba sculpture. There's a lot of talks at the moment in restitution, especially in France, with African art being returned.
Absolutely.
So how do we make the balance, basically, between remembering the past and fixing the past? And as an architect, how do you use that language to address the issue?
Well, I applaud Macron and the French government for even going there, because most governments are stuck in a kind of deer in headlights about this conversation. But I think that it's a very enlightened position to understand that for whatever reason, the patrimony that has managed to find itself in a different country should, if there is a stability in the country that it was taken from, and there's a desire to do it, there's actually an opportunity to return it. But that return isn't a kind of grab, trauma and then now grab back trauma. It's actually a moment to kind of talk about the collective shared experience of both worlds, because by taking it, that world has now interacted with this other world, and now you're inextricably bound. And so by returning it, there's a kind of restitution that happens emotionally and psychologically, but also a kind of a remaking of a new relationship, which is it's a dual relationship. And I think that this remaking of a kind of dual relationship and structures that talk about the kind of the empowerment of the return and how that edifies that community in a very profound way, in the way that we understand physical objects do impart a kind of provenance and empowerment in their spaces. How that can work as a piece of architecture, and how that can inform the evolution of the country where it was taken to, sort of understanding of culture can evolve and understand its role. I think it's actually, for me, a very powerful, creative moment. But I'm being a romantic because I'm an architect. But I don't know, it's this like difficult paperwork and trauma, but I actually think if you really look at it, it actually offers a much more complicated way in which human beings can interact and share, even through trauma. Yeah.
Thank you.